Is it me? Okay. Welcome to Books Just Wanna Have Fun, the podcast where we dive into the world of books and bring you honest reviews and insightful discussions.
Today is our Reading Roulette episode. This time we've read different books and we're going to keep these reviews as spoiler-free as possible. I am Pam and I am chatting about Falling by Christina Lauren.
And Jessica here. I am chatting about the Southern Book Club's Guide to Slaying Vampires.
Yeah.
Pam's going to go first.
Yes, I am. So, Jessica, glad to have you here, first of all, by the way.
Hello.
So, Falling by Christina Lauren, I did on my Kindle. It's because it's one of the Amazon Original Stories collections. I've read all of their Valentine's and their Christmas ones that they've done before. This one is for Halloween and it's called the Scared Sexy collection. And if you knew the other authors that were involved in this, you would understand why. Like the author of our very favorite book, Pen Pal. Spoiler alert, hers was my least favorite.
No.
So the book blurb for this 56-page book is: one darkly seductive immortal's powers of persuasion have worked flawlessly for 9 centuries until he meets the one woman who can resist him. In a wickedly hot short story by New York Times bestselling author Christina Lauren, Kat should be afraid of Brigand, the devastatingly gorgeous stranger at a Halloween party whose very presence makes everyone else fall at his feet. But while his supernatural allure drives others to mindless obsession, Kat somehow keeps her wits, even as she surrenders to temptation. When this cursed being realizes she alone can see his true nature, one night of searing passion could break a centuries-old spell, or doom them both. That's the blurb.
She kept it cool.
This was quick. It was 56 pages. I read it in like an instant. Even if I was going to fall asleep and need 2 nights to read it, I enjoyed it so much that I kept reading it. Those are like the only 2 characters. She's at a Halloween party with her boyfriend and they break up at the party and then she finds this guy and it's great.
Interesting.
I can't really tell you anything else or I'd be telling you the whole story.
Go. Well, so is it like a standalone?
Yes. All the things in the collection are standalones.
Oh, okay.
None of them have anything to do with, and each one has been like a different mythical creature. Like one book had a vampire, one book had witches, one book had voodoo, so each book in the collection has something different, and I will not tell you what the mythical creature species is of this one.
Okay. So did you feel like satisfied with it being only 56 pages, or did you feel like it could have been like a full novel?
So I was satisfied with it. However, if Christina Lauren, if they ever want to make this into a full-length novel, I will read the shit out of it. It was the best 56-page book I have ever read in my life.
I don't think I've really ever read ones that are that short, unless they're like the absurd, stupid, smutty ones.
I want to say that this is probably one of the shortest ones in any of their collections that they've done, because I was really surprised at how short it was. But
so would it be called like a novella?
I think so. Yeah, I don't know what these really are called. Right? It's an anthology series, right? But it's number 2. It's book 2 of 6. But yeah, so the first one is Hot for Slayer by Allie Hazelwood. Then there's Falling by Christina Lauren, Spicy Little Curses by J.T. Geisinger, Space Vampire by Ruby Dixon, Beautiful Nightmare by Katie Robert. I have not read that one yet, but the Katie Robert one is making me very nervous. And My Boyfriends Are All Monsters by
Okay.
Kimberly Lemming.
How come?
So the other ones are, this one is not the shortest. Katie Roberts is going to be shorter because it says that this one is a 78-minute read and Katie Roberts is 73 minutes. But the other ones in it are 108 minutes, 132 minutes, 126 minutes. So it's one of the shorter ones, but it's not the shortest one. But anyways, it could have been 500 minutes and I would have loved every second of it. And I really, like, if I knew Christina Lauren, I would be emailing the both of them and be like, please make this a whole book. That's how good it was. I'm not even kidding you. Drop everything,
You
go find
probably
it,
could
even if you
anyway.
don't read
Just
the
do
other
it.
ones in the collection. I am giving it,
Just do it
so
anyway.
with
Message them
this,
anyway.
I should. So with this, Ray and I set the precedent, which that episode's going to come out after this one, but Ray and I set the precedent that no one knows about yet, that we're rating this with fun, interesting ratings. So because this is falling and there's feathers involved, I'm going to give this 5 out of 5 feathers. I need everyone to just go read it. This is perfect for if you love, I guess, supernatural types of stories. It's perfect for anyone who loves short stories. And it's perfect for anyone who likes Christina Lauren because it has all of the things that they would like in it. And
I do.
Despite it only being 56 pages, there is a little bit of spice in it. And it wasn't too spiced. It was like 3 to 4 chili peppers.
All right, not terrible. Tasteful right. Spice.
So yeah.
All right.
Your turn.
My turn.
Look at that. Look how quick.
Again, I read the Southern Book Club's Guide to Slaying Vampires. Let me read you the blurb.
Absolutely no spoilers because it's next on my TBR.
Oh, okay. Grady Hendrix. We love a good Grady Hendrix.
Grady Hendrix here on the podcast.
I know. All right. So it's a quick blurb. Let's see. Patricia Campbell's life has never felt smaller. Her husband is a workaholic, her teenage kids have their own lives, her senile mother-in-law needs constant care, and she's always a step behind on her endless to-do list. The only thing keeping her sane is her book club, a close-knit group of Charleston women united by their love of true crime. Then James Harris walks into her life during the summer of 1993. He makes her feel things she hasn't felt in years. But when children on the other side of town go missing, Patricia wonders if he's connected. Is he a Brad Pitt, a Bundy, or something much worse?
Mm-hmm.
So
I'm choosing between Brad Pitt and Bundy.
It's kind of weird that that's how they worded it in the blurb, because there's like no, Brad Pitt wasn't like mentioned in the book or anything, so it's kind of odd.
Well, I'm wondering if it's because Brad Pitt's a nice guy who's handsome, where it wasn't Ted Bundy like really handsome, but he and like Ted that's Bundy, how he tricked women, isn't that?
Yeah, Ted Bundy was in Ted Bundy was mentioned in the book though, so that made sense to me because they were reading like true crime and stuff like that and about criminals. But so it's just really about like a bunch of mothers, housewives sort of thing, all in this southern town that gets together for their book club, and they're all kind of like reading things that their husbands don't really know about, and they all have like different levels of interest in terms of like, you know, their true crime passion and whatnot. But then stuff on the other side of town starts happening, kids go missing, and this stranger shows up, and his introduction to the main character was a little odd. He needed some help with weird things and all of that, and then inevitably he became more of like a staple in the town and everybody knew him and all of that. But Patricia, the main character, was starting to make connections and wondering what was going on, and etc., etc. So obviously there's a vampire situation, thus the title, and obviously there's like a goofy horror situation because Grady Hendrix. Yeah. And so I will obviously keep the spoilers out of it so that you
Please and
know
thank you.
nothing, because it's your next on your TBR. My rating is probably like a 2.5 to a 3. Only because, as you know, I rate really rough. I'm like a rough rater. But what's funny is that I still liked it. Like, I still really enjoyed the book. I would still recommend it. It's still kind of a fun read. But it was like very imperfect in a lot of ways, and it was not like what I expected. And I think Grady Hendrix is kind of famous for this, though, where he like introduces things that like don't actually end up having a major plot purpose. And so there are some things that happened that I wish had been explained a little bit better or had more importance towards the end. And then there's a lot of like sexism, racism sort of topics. So some people might not want to read about that. Also wasn't fully expected on my end. So I feel like it affected just like the Halloween-y vibe that I was going for. But yeah, probably 3 stars for me. I would definitely recommend it to anybody
Not
who
stars,
loves.
you have to get creative with it.
Oh, 3 vampire bites. 3 peaches.
Ooh.
3
3
peaches.
peaches.
3 drops of blood. 3 dead bodies.
If you were to take the other 2 Grady Hendrix books we've read, How to Sell a Haunted House and My Best Friend's Exorcism, where would this sit with those if you were to just rank the 3 books that you and I have read with him? Well, I guess I haven't read this one yet, but
Yeah. How to Sell a Haunted House was my least favorite, probably. And then I think My Best Friend's Exorcism is just so damn good. I think My Best Friend's Exorcism is just very slightly higher than this one. Like if this one was 3 dead bodies, then My Best Friend, I think I gave My Best Friend's Exorcism 4 dead bodies. 4 exorcisms.
Changing the rating every time you say it.
Yeah. But it's I don't know. I just love Grady Hendrix though, because it's like it feels like campy, like approachable horror, if you know what I mean. It's not like it's like horror, like intro to horror, because it's like not.
Yeah.
Well, I don't know, because there are a lot of vile things, but I never get fully like disturbed. You know what I mean?
If Grady Hendrix is what horror is, I'm all here for it.
Yeah, for sure. And this is coming from somebody who probably needs to like actually read a Stephen King novel to know like what true horror.
I've never read a Stephen King novel.
I also want to point out, just for funsies, that I have a terrible time saying the word horror.
I have a terrible time saying the word mirror.
Horror. So
there's a lot of words that are not great
horror.
to say.
Yeah, it's not easy to say, but I do recommend it to anybody, especially if like you love like campy horror. It's good for spooky season.
Yeah.
Now is the Wheel of Fun.
The book that we're reading for book club, The Hollow Places, the second half has a very Grady Hendrix vibe to it.
Kinda. Yes. Oh, yes. You're right. It does.
It was very How to Sell a Haunted House towards the end.
Yeah, you know what I mean when I say it's just like campy, sort of like ridiculous.
Yeah.
Yep.
All right. So this is new for you. We're going to apply whatever the wheel spin is to each of our books.
Okay.
So, like, you don't have to try to apply it to my book because you don't know my book, and I don't have to try to apply it to your book. Like, we'll each take a turn.
But we'll pick the same thing. Oh, yeah, but we'll do the same.
Whatever the wheel spin is. So, like, if it's a Starbucks drink, we just make a Starbucks drink for each of our books.
Okay. Do it. What if?
What if? So do
So I feel like this
we?
was if what if one thing about the book was different, right?
Yeah.
How would it change the whole thing?
Like, what if it was? So for your book, what if it was werewolves instead of vampires?
Right? Yeah. Werewolves instead. Okay, so that's a good example for me, I guess. So if it was werewolves instead of vampires, I think that so much would be different.
Yeah.
Um, especially because it would require like it would need to know like the lore of werewolves. Like, are werewolves immortal?
Mm, I don't think so. I do
Because
know.
if
I
they're
do think
not,
they're typically long-lived. They're not
okay,
necessarily living
yeah.
forever.
Because if it was werewolves, then that would sort of have an effect because there is an element of the book currently about the werewolf, I mean, the vampire having been around a long time. And
Mm,
so that wouldn't necessarily be the case if it was a werewolf. Because werewolves are alive. So they definitely
yeah,
are
there's
not
that.
undead. Yeah. And then the other thing is I think that like the whole like the activity and like the clues and the things that the main characters would be hunting after or noticing would be very different because it would be based on like full moon cycles, right? Like werewolves come out in the
Oh
full
yeah.
moon. And then I would say that like a werewolf's like werewolves have totally different goals, right? They're just like hungry. So they're
Mm-hmm.
eating for hunger purposes.
Yeah, and they're just eating whatever it is. They're
Whereas
not. They don't need a
right,
specific food, right?
right. Whereas vampires can do it for a lot more like sinister ways. You know what I mean? And for like
Yeah.
sinister reasons. And so I would totally change the whole vibe of the book. I think a lot would remain the same in terms of like the women wanting to solve crimes or whatever, but like I think all of the, you know, the little
The way they
details would be
solve their
different.
crimes.
Yeah, the way they solve the crime, the specifics of the crime, like the literal gory details would be different, I think, but still very similar and still a good read.
Nice, nice. All right, give me a what if.
Okay, what if yours? Gosh, what if
This is not really like what could you? We don't really know much about mine.
I know. All I know. Okay, so what if at that party her and her boyfriend didn't break up?
Mm, okay. So if at the party, so the reason they break up, kind of a spoiler, but they break up in like the first 2 pages. He brings her to a party and kind of ignores her the whole time. And you're led to believe that it's a pattern of behavior that's always there. And she was really kind of only dating him because he was the only person she knew in the city. So she kind of was just like, whatever, I'm done with it. Um, if they hadn't broke up, she would not have probably gone into the bedroom that she went into to use the bathroom that she went to use. And she probably would not have had a rendezvous with the other guy. At least not a. No, he wouldn't have made her have it not be consensual. He was just very charismatic, I guess. Like he had like a vibe. Like he didn't like that he had a vibe to him that made women want to sleep with him. So he was intrigued by her because she didn't want to sleep with him. So I think they wouldn't have been alone in a room together, and they certainly wouldn't have left the party together
So would they have not met?
to then have. Well, they would have met because they made eyes across the party.
So he would have
But
needed
like,
to pursue
pretty
her
much,
a
if
different
she and
way.
her boyfriend didn't break up, the whole story wouldn't have happened.
That one little
There
thing.
would have been no story. She would have had fun at the party with her boyfriend because he would have been a different person. He would have been a nicer boyfriend, I guess.
Succinctly, we can pretend that he's still an asshole.
And she just still didn't get the balls to break up with him. Okay, so maybe she would have broken up with him after the party. So she would have been cheating on him, I guess, at the party. But
maybe she didn't care.
I think if they didn't break up at the beginning of the party, the whole book wouldn't have happened. I think it's.
I love that. I love that. For me, it's like
It would have been 5 pages instead of 56.
For my book, if I gave it an entirely different creature, it would be about the same. And in your book, if she hadn't broken up with him on the first page, it wouldn't have happened.
It wouldn't have been a book.
If she had broken up with him the next day, there would be no book.
Yeah.
This just goes to show you, if you think you're going to dump him, do it.
Yeah. Go with your first instinct, because you might find some ethereal creature at a party and it'll be worth it.
Yeah, correct.
And you'll have people like me wishing there was an entire novel.
I know. Let's send her them a message daily.
I know. Like, please.
I know. Well, I'm honestly going to have you send me the link.
This
I'm
is
going to go read it.
This story, this 56 pages would be like in the third act of the novel, maybe.
Oh, you think?
Or like maybe it would be the 2/3 of the book, and they need to come up with the first third and the final third.
Yeah. Or maybe it was just like a teaser, sort of like Cliff Notes, and they can give you like everything, all the deleted scenes.
Well, the interesting thing is that this book, if they were to make it into a full novel, the contents of this story wouldn't serve as the beginning of the book. It would be better served as like the end, or
could it be
just somewhere in the second act,
or did it wrap up nicely?
Ooh, yes and no. Like, there is room for more. Like, it could be like a ... but it was a very wrapped up ...
But easy to come up with more. Well, we'll message them.
Yeah.
We're gonna tell
awesome. All right. So,
well, thanks everybody.
If you guys have read any of these or liked any of them, please let us know on Instagram or in the comments on Spotify. I don't know what other listening platforms you can leave comments on. I really don't. I've tried to leave comments on Apple Podcasts, but I don't know that you can. But you can definitely leave comments on Spotify.
And I do know that the Southern Book Club's Guide to Slaying Vampires has been around for a few years, so I'm sure there's somebody out there who's read it, and I want to know how many how many peaches you rated it. But yes, please share your loves, share your hates. We always love to have feedback or, recommendations for future podcast episodes.
And if any of you run into Christina Lauren at a book event, please tell them to make this book. All right. And don't forget to rate and subscribe this podcast and follow us on all social media platforms with some sort of books just want to have fun variant.
Yes.
And as always, happy reading!